You're watching Skylands, the local bird's eye view. My name is Bart, and I will be your host and pilot in command for this mission. Today, we visit the township of Riverdale in Morris County, New Jersey. But first, I want to announce Striper22 won last week's contest when he named Monksville Reservoir for last week's Guess the Location contest. So without further ado, sit back, relax, put your headphones on, and enjoy the show.
Riverdale, a vibrant town located in Morris County, is a community of crossroads that connect major highway systems in northern New Jersey. It has always been a place of distinct importance because it is a junction with roads leading to Morristown, Charlottleburg, Ringwood, and Hackensack. Fun fact, it was later discovered that these roads closely followed the Indian trails, which always followed the rivers. Riverdale is also the meeting place of the Ramapo, Pequannock, and the Pompton Rivers, which was extremely important because that meant Pompton or Riverdale was a hub for commerce and trade. Pompton or Riverdale was originally inhabited by the Pompton sub-tribe of the Munsee tribe, who were part of the Leni Lenape nation. The Pomptons lived in bark-covered houses along the Pompton River, which they named after their tribe. There, in the rich riverbed, they planted corn, squash, and beans. They also fished the Ramapo, Pequannock, and the Pompton Rivers. The first Europeans to explore this region were the Dutch prospectors in 1609, who was searching for rare minerals and precious materials. The Dutch also developed a rich trade of furs with the Pompton people. In 1664, the British forces overtook the Dutch, which ended their rule, but not their people from migrating here. Fun fact, Riverdale was named Pompton for 200 years before its name was changed by the post office in 1923 to prevent any confusion with Pompton Lakes, Pompton Plains, and Pompton Falls, which would make 2023 Riverdale's centennial. It is by no coincidence that Riverdale is home to a giant quarry. According to research, New Jersey has 3 geologic bedrock zones. They are the Pine and Ridge Province, the Highlands Province, and the Piedmont Province. Each of these zones have different bedrock compositions. Riverdale lies at the meeting point of the Piedmont and the Highland areas, where the rocks mined and sold have been formed for more than 500 million years. There is also a distinct observation that can be made to a casual observer. From the craggy hills of the highlands to the rolling plains of the Piedmont. One can say that Interstate 287 separates these two rock formations, with the highlands on the western part of Riverdale and the Piedmont on the eastern part of Riverdale. Did you know that Pompton or Riverdale was once the site of an enormous shallow lake collecting sediments from the surrounding hills and mountains? It is also confirmed by researchers that much of Riverdale's landscape is influenced by the glaciers and sliding ice sheets, from the contour of the land to the waterways and soils. One of the influential families in Riverdale is the Schuyler family. Aaron Schuyler, a military officer in the French and Indian Wars, traveled to northwestern New Jersey to investigate a rumor that the French were attempting to get the Leni Lenape tribe to incite a rebellion against the English. Turns out that wasn't the case, but instead, he found the land to be rich and fertile for growing crops. He then convinced a few wealthy English businessmen to purchase the land from the Leni Lenape tribe, which they did for goods valued at 250 English pounds on November 11, 1695. In 1726, the Schuyler Van Ness sawmill was built, and soon after, other businessmen started building sawmills and harnessing the power produced by the Pequannock River. One such investor was Peter Post, who started a small industrial complex on Post Lane in 1736. A couple of homes and the store that have been remodeled over the years still exist today. Here are some pics. According to archives, approximately 28 or more mills were built, but only 2 have survived over the years. Fun fact, did you know that Slater's Mill, formerly Ford's Mill, once processed beaver felt food to make Stetson hats? Because Riverdale was a hub for commerce and trade, it also became an important part of the American Revolution. General Washington considered Pomptons so vital that he ordered a fort to be built to guard the river crossing in 1777. This was the place where troops received necessary supplies for the war, such as ammunition produced from the raw materials in the mines. Some other historical buildings post-war in Riverdale includes Shearer's Inn, which was purchased by a German immigrant named Joseph Shearer, who turned it into a guest house. It was later bought by Hermann Zerr, who renamed it the Old Heidelberg Tavern, which later became Riverdale Lodge.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you did, hit the like button. Support us by hitting the subscribe button, and you'll see us here next week on the next episode of Skylands. Pilot in Command, signing off.